Why are we not married yet? We should give more dating advice. Yeah.
Oh, Leilani. That is so funny. Welcome. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with a very good friend of mine. I will let her introduce herself and she will tell us a little bit about what she does.
Hi everyone, I am Leilani. I am from South Africa. And
In Africa,
yes. And right now I'm using whatever skill I have to just enjoy life. Yes.
Ooh, okay. All right. So today I am joined by Leilani. We are good friends, very good friends, I think, right?
Yes.
And we work together and we serve together.
Mm-hmm.
We are in different departments, but we do like a lot of youth activities and things together.
Yeah. Because we're young and we only live once.
Yes, we do. Okay, so today I thought I should invite Leilani over and have how do I say this? Have a discussion with her on some of the problems that we as women face while serving, and also just in general as a woman, like her perspective over certain issues and what I think about certain issues. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. The first one. I wrote two down, so maybe as we go along, if you have any other things,
Okay.
and we can go. The first one is very controversial.
Okay, the challenges of dating.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think one of the most challenges is if my family and friends will like this guy. Because I remember my dad always gave me a 5-pointer. It's like, first, do you like him? That's very important, and to be for the right reasons. Does your family like him? Does your friends like him? Does he have a goal in life? And how will you fit in with the goal? And so I try to look at these challenges, but sometimes it's hard because I feel like guys are not always honest. And then it's like, but where, how do you know that this guy is going to be honest? Because at some extent, people try to only show their true colors after maybe 3 months or something, but you tend to be honest and open. So for me, that's a challenge. Is like, how do I know this guy is really honest with me? And then, because especially some guys, they're very cool and things, and then you think they're flirting with you, but they're flirting with everyone, and then you're like, oh my word, am I special or am I just in the bunch?
You're one of the special.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So I think for me that's a challenge. It's like to really, is this guy honest with me or not? And then you can take the second step. It's like, okay, if we date, what's the goal of this dating? Is it marriage or things? Because if you maybe take intercultural dating, it's so many factors, like it's culture, it's language, it's like different countries maybe, and families, and all these things you have to think about. And then if you don't speak about it, and if the guy is not honest with you from the beginning, how will you know? Yeah, how will you know life?
I see. So just a clarification, the community in which Leilani and I are in, we are in a very multiracial community. It's very mixed with people from every aspect of the world.
Yeah.
I think you could almost name, we have each continent,
like
right
that's
here.
True.
Yeah. And so dating amongst ourselves or here is a bit tricky. So that's where she came about with the whole interracial and everything else. You done, or do you have any more?
I'm done. This was challenging.
Okay. Well, for me, I would say the first thing for me, the challenge that I've had is I don't date.
Ooh.
I don't date.
Well, I didn't know that.
I don't date. I was raised. I am very grateful to a family that came in and became my family as well, and I lived with them. And though they're in the States right now, but I learned a lot from them, and I learned the value of me as a person, and also the goal of why people date or people court or things like that. And so I don't date, and what I took from there is that we just don't date. You court a person, like courtship and everything.
Yeah.
And so for me, my goal whenever I come across like a person whom I like or whom I'm interested in, I always think, okay, before this goes any further, what is the goal? Does this person think, or do I feel like this is the right partner?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I go fishing and hopefully a big fish will come out. I don't do like I don't work like that. I'm more of I'll jump into the lake, and whatever I will hold, if that's what's meant for me, then I will hold on to it. And so I don't date, and yeah, I just don't do it. And because of that, I have had a lot of weird looks from people, and people thinking I'm weird or that there's something wrong with me. And also being here with all this mixture around, it's very hard because we're coming from very different places, and even though we're all serving here and we're all working towards the same but anyway, and so the goal is to reach vibrant communities for his word and everything else. It's very hard personally because I already am weird in the sense that I tell people I won't date you. This is how I go about things. I want to see, oh, will it work, will it not work? This is not how I do things. And then secondly, I feel like we as a generation, we have kind of like put this mindset on ourselves to say we need to go taste the cake before we actually buy it, almost like a wedding cake.
Oh wow, this is true.
And so that I don't see it, but I haven't seen anything biblical with that, and that already has been challenging enough. And also, if I do decide to date the person whom I'm going to date, because I'm reformed, and so that in itself, when I try and share with people, they're like, no, Dora, that's just weird, because everybody here is not that. Yeah. Like the majority of what they believe in is something else. And so for me to find that kind of a person in such a small pool, again, it's like, so I'm just like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those would be my two challenging
things.
Things, yeah. And also, I have one that. Do you think it's a question for you, Leilani? Do you think it's more challenging that for you, being a white person from Africa, to date like interracially, or like with your own people, like with other white people? Is it?
Yeah, I think. When I look at my culture, the background of my culture I think to an extent is still very racist. So
and your culture is
Afrikaners.
Okay.
Yeah, so we came from
you guys, so she's Afrikaans, and my side of my mom's family, they're also from South Africa, and they're Zulu. And my grandma and probably her grandma or grandpa, they would kill each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
And we're like best friends.
Yeah, we are the uniting party. But yeah, it's like I think it would be challenging, but also I feel like if your family and your friends really love you, they would look beyond what they just think or feel, and they would look for your happiness. I think there is, from my own culture, I experienced this in one of my previous relationships, is the guy didn't want me to minister to black people. And
Wow.
for me, it's like, you're stopping me from ministering, so no.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes. So for me, it's like, I'm sorry, I cannot be part of that. So dating my own culture, I think it's harder for me than dating another culture, because they need to accept what I do and whom I'm doing it with. Most of my friends are black, so it's like you have to fit in with that. And yeah, so I think it's harder for me to date my own culture, to be honest. Yeah.
For me, this is so wrong. Okay. For me, I think like where I am at the moment, there are so many aspects that are hard in terms of if I do decide to date somebody or court somebody or be in a relationship with somebody from my own culture, they expect things that I think I would not be able to provide for them. And also,
Cooking shit.
no. I love to cook regardless of whichever culture. I will cook because I love it. But like different things that they would expect me to be, like a person. They would expect me to change and to adapt to them, and not us adapting to each other.
Yeah.
And it's not just because not like I've experienced it or anything. It's because of the discussions I've had with my friends and the things that I see.
Yeah.
And so for me, I am open-minded to whatever God has in store. Whatever is in store for me, I'm very open-minded to it. But I will say it is harder in a lot of situations, because even here, you will find guys, men from my culture, you and me are walking down the street, or you and me go get shima or whatever. Nothing against you, Leilani, but you will draw them more until they find out you're Africans. Just kidding. Just kidding. But you will attract them more than they would be to me.
Yeah.
And I've always felt like with guys from my culture, whoever has come to say, okay, Dora, I think I like your da-da-da-da. I always felt like they tried other things and then they failed, and then it's like, okay, I've tried, last option, I'll just go for somebody that's like me. But I am not a last option. No. And so that in itself, I found a lot challenging, and there's just so many things that I want to do. So many things, like even for myself.
Yeah.
And another thing, before I forget, somebody told me to say, when you're dating or when you're courting or when you're trying to choose a life partner for yourself, remember, you are choosing a husband. You can get rid of that person at any time. But your kids can never get rid of their dad. So you're not only choosing a partner for you, but you're choosing a partner for your kids.
Wow. Yeah. This is true.
So think about that when you're making these decisions. And then I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, this is shocking.
Yeah. Because they can never get rid of that person.
Yeah.
They will be stuck with that person forever. So, and for me, so that has been always at the back of my mind, saying, do I want my kids to, this person to influence my kids in this area? Or I know I'm getting a little bit ahead, but those are some of the things that are
important.
Yeah, that are important or in the back of my head or something.
I'll add it to my points. Now I'm 6.
Now you have 6. I'm glad. Okay. Maybe let's talk about work a little bit. This one says challenges of being able to work and know where you're going in life, like having a vision, let me say. Yeah, is that like a problem?
Yeah, so remember the guy that I spoke of earlier that didn't want me to minister to black people is he was also saying, a woman should be in the house, cook, clean, and take care of children. And now if you know me...
What?
Exactly. So I said, good riddance. So if you know me, you know I have a vision.
Yes.
And I go for that vision no matter what.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like sometimes you have to cut people off. And it will hurt much, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own happiness. Yes, there's a lot of factors that can join in, but you have to make choices. And you have to choose which people you allow in your life. And then, so I think it's very challenging to be a woman, especially a young woman, try to be a bit independent, but also depending on others. And then you have, I'm not a feminist, but you are surrounded by guys, and it's a guy's world. And when you want to succeed in life, you have to be equal. And sometimes you see the, help me with my English, equality. You see it, but other people don't see it from that perspective. So you have to work maybe twice as hard to get your vision, while others just do normally. So I think it's very challenging if you have a vision, and you need to be prepared to offer people up, and also to offer some of your spare time up, because you have to work harder for what you want. And also I think that when you work harder, you will reap the fruits of it. So yeah, I think I will leave it there.
That is so true. I am not a feminist as well. I am so not that. But I do believe that even the word says we are the helper. We're not below or above. We're the helper. And
Beside,
so besides, and even though we're covered with the covering, but it's kind of like you sit it here and then I cover you. I will protect you, but we're still
side to side.
Side to side in this together. And that's how I look at it. And I totally understand. I totally understand. For me, it's more of, I've had guys come up to me and say, Dora, no, you're so ahead with, like, compared to the development of like an average African or Zambian, like in terms of my education and how far, like in terms of my vision and how far I've gone. Oh, you're so far ahead. You probably have somebody. Like they assume that already, or they assume that no, I can't be controlled in a way, and so they don't want to bother.
Yeah. Why? You don't like a challenge or what?
Yeah, so they don't want to bother, and then it's like, oh no, don't, no, Dora is like, no. And then if you speak your mind, it's like, oh no, you have an attitude, or you're this. And it's like, no, I don't have an attitude. I just like equality, regardless of gender or regardless of age. Even with kids, I love equality. And then the other day, I was actually even talking to this other person, and I was like, one of my things that are on my heart is to try and stop verbal violence on kids, because right now we've come out from spanking and hitting kids and physical violence. Now we're on verbal, and we don't realize that verbal is as bad, if not worse.
Because you remember it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so my personal experience and other people's personal experiences, I have just decided that is a no-go. And so when I tell people that, it's like, or when I tell guys that, it's like, oh yeah, I totally understand, but they have like no idea, no clue of what you're talking about. And so I would just say, maybe having a person whom you're in sync with, and whom, like, even like an intelligent conversation, have in-depth conversation with that person, and not just like fluff. I think that is really cool. Like, so I can rumble on and on and on, but so I totally get you, girl. I totally understand.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's why we're friends.
Yes. So I don't know, do you have anything else to add on our discussion today? We'll probably have more. This was fun.
Let's do more. I think maybe I can just encourage your viewers that, maybe follow these 6 points when going.
Could you remind them again?
Oh my. Well, say your point, because that's my number 6. About the
You're not choosing only your husband or your partner, but you're also choosing a father for your kids.
yeah, that's number 6. Okay, 5 is do you like him? Really make sure you like him for him as a person, not for what he does.
Yes.
Does your parents like him? Because parents see things from different views. Do your friends like him? Because they know you, they know what you like, they know your life. Will they fit in with him? Does he have a vision? Like, you cannot follow someone that doesn't have a vision. You will just sit in an empty room and that will be it. But you, like, if you want to go somewhere in life, get someone that also wants to go somewhere in life.
Yes.
And the last one is, where do you fit in with that vision? I mean, like, if he has a vision of be eating cupcakes his whole life, but you want to eat bread, then it's like, how will you get together? It's stupid, but
true.
you understand.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah. So it's just
sometimes the vision changes, like depending on the right person, but I don't think it changes that dramatically.
Yeah.
If I'm correct. But you find, let's say, a person who you love to help, you're in the villages, you're helping people, kids and things like that, and then that person is in a corporate world, you can still be that person's partner, but
yeah,
you can still find somewhere to help. So you haven't
Yeah.
really diverted from your vision, it's just been altered a
Yeah.
little bit. But when it's like he's in Pluto, which doesn't exist anymore, but he's in like Mars, and then you're like on Earth.
yeah, it's not gonna be. You need to be in sync. You
Yes.
don't have to
That's
be in the
the right
same
word, in
office or
sync,
do the
true.
same thing, but yeah,
You need to be in sync.
Yeah.
True.
I think so too.
I think variety is good. Not like just the
Yeah.
same thing now, but I think variety is good. But the
Yeah.
vision should be the same. So it should be like we're opposite but
Yeah.
same goal.
That's true. And then you can help each other.
Yeah, you
It's like,
balance each other.
Yeah, you help me with this, I help you with this. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Why are we not married yet? We should give more dating advice.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. It has been such a blast having Leilani here. It is, yeah. I will put a link below to her YouTube channel. You guys can follow her as well and just look up what she does. It is amazing. She is a phenomenal young lady. And yeah. So I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you get a notification that there's a new video, I have a new video up, and you guys can watch it. So it's been fun, it's been a blast, and I'm glad Leilani came to join us. Thank you so much,
Thank you for
Leilani.
inviting me.
You're welcome. So bye guys, and remember to be kind. You never know. You might just be saving your life.
That's true.
Bye you guys.
Bye.